Your boy's back at it, and we're going to go over image SEO. This has got to be the #1 underutilized strategy in all of SEO, especially when it comes to Google Business Profile. It's time to jump on the SEO image train with me, baby. And don't forget, we got the greatest educational content ever created, plus Mastermind at localseo.learnist.com. That's learnyst.com. I don't know. I didn't make up the name. We've got an entire course library plus a mastermind that we meet every 2 weeks with some of the greatest and latest SEO minds in the industry. One thing that I take a lot of pride and value from personally. All right, let's just jump into some image SEO. When you think image SEO, you're probably thinking more of a traditional style SEO, like your file size, image formats, file name, alt text, things like that. But we're going to go down a different route, make a right-hand turn, and land on the old Google AI and Cloud Vision and Vertex and whatever else you want to call it. What I've seen most impactful today are what the actual image contains in the image itself. Please. Let me tell you that again. It's the image itself and what contains inside of that image. Main thing, we've got object and detection like chainsaws, drills, equipment, materials, products, right? You've got scene recognition. Is it indoor, outdoor? Is it a work in progress? Is it a completed job? Location detection, right? Is it landmark recognition? This one's really huge. Geographical features, street view, and then entity recognition. We build relevancy with our entities. We boost our keywords. Great place to check out is Google Cloud Vision API. You can try it for free. And we'll scroll down and I do a couple test images that we can see for ourselves. All right, I grabbed a random picture of Sketchney Park and uploaded it. It had no EXIF data. It had nothing. It was literally just a screenshot. Knew exactly where it was, where it belongs onto the map. You can also take a look at the objects. You can see that there's a building. The labels, right? These are going to be all the different entities that are inside of the image itself. If there's any text, it looks like it's pulling some weird stuff off of this flag here. Properties are going to be the color coded, and then your safe search is just adult filters, right? But if you come down here to the response and take a look, you're actually going to get even more data on top of it, right? So come down, copy and paste this, throw it into the ChatGPT or analyze it yourself, and you're going to kind of be surprised of what all you're going to see. Here's another image. What I wanted to show you here was the facial recognition. Now, I didn't turn that on or anything. It literally detects it inside of the image itself, and it turns it on, right? And then it also goes through the same things as far as objects, labels, right? Which is basically the entities. It's pulling the logo, the Husky logo off of the bag. I thought that was really interesting. There is some text here, your property colors, and then obviously the safe search. If you want to scroll down, take a look at the JSON. That's going to give you a little bit more data as well of all the entities, the machine codes for those entities, which, you know, your little SEOs can run wild with that, right? All right, now, how can Google do this? They obviously don't have eyeballs to see. So there's a pretty complex process, but one of the backbone of that complex process are what's called CNNs or convexual neural networks. And that basically what it does is going to chop it up into different sections of the image itself, into the pixels. And then it's going to run a bunch of mathematical calibration, multiplication with some divisions and calculus, and it's going to determine probabilities of different lines and angles. And then those lines and angles are going to run probabilities and determine on objects and so on and so forth. Interesting to check out, but who cares? We're here to rank our listings and make some money. So how image recognition can affect our search results, right? Number one, we're going to increase our keyword relevancy. As you can see, we've got a keyword search for water heater repair in Miami, okay? Look at the cover image Google selects for these businesses, and they are all going to be water heater style images. If you do another keyword search, which is in the next slide for unclogged drain service, Miami, we've got a Roto-Rooter with a guy at the drain snake actually heroically unclogging a line or a sewer line there. And then we have a guy, plumber, that just looks like a clog he pulled out of somewhere I don't want to be. All right. So Google is literally determining what are the most relevant images for the specific keywords. Makes sense, right? Well, doesn't stop there. We've kind of known about that for a while, but here's the new and exciting news for my girls and gals out there. All right, now you can only see this on mobile, but if you scroll down to your review tab, you'll take a look at the entity bubbles, which were basically the entities Google would grab on a review copy. They've attached images now to some of these bubbles. Now, I know you're thinking these are just review pictures. No, they are not review pictures, and these entity bubbles are not normal entity bubbles. As you can see, they've got replace toilet. There's a bunch of replacing toilet images, right? Installation of a new toilet. Replace toilet again. Water heater repair and installation. As you can see, all water heater repair. And one thing I thought was kind of cool was Plumbing Services Miami, and there was an actual logo of the company. So they must be doing a pretty good job being relevant for that keyword. Now, what's really awesome about this is they not only are they taking that from the review section, but they're pulling these entity bubble from the services themselves. Okay, so this is huge, huge, huge. Not only can now we mimic and dictate the correct service, but we can also add images right on top of that. I have been preaching the GMB optimization gospel for 2 weeks now, and this is a way to really add that extra oomph and outrank a competitor. So if you are in a business very similar, you can mimic this service with description and image very, very easily, thus increasing your relevancy for that keyword and or rankings. How else can we allow images to increase our Google Business Profile rankings? And number one is our cover image. This is what we do at our agency month one every single time. When we optimize a Google Business Profile, we also include a cover image. And it looks very similar to something like this. For garage door repair, we have a bunch of images or before and afters of garage door installations or garage door repairs, right? We want to really get that relevancy built up and get those objects embedded into the image itself. Along with that, we have our main keyword and or business name. We have the areas and geographical locations that we are serving. We have our phone number, as you can see, 1-800-CALL Brock for SEO services. We also include the address and the logo. Okay, so that's going to correlate with the brand. Also, make sure you're using the correct sizes and use JPEG or PNG format. But don't just think keywords, we also need to think geographically and locally. I've always said this for years. The key to ranking in Google Maps or Google Business Profile or Google My Business, whatever you want to call it, is you have to increase relevancy via the keyword, and you have to increase relevancy via geographically. And images are an amazing, amazing way to do that. We did a huge new section on the Mastermind course on this alone. Some tests. The most exciting part of that test was near me terms. We skyrocketed for near me terms in certain neighborhoods and locations. And that was from our update posts, utilizing the images correctly along with making the connection of our business with that location. So you can pause to read, but basically what we've done is we've mentioned the entity name along with our services several times, as well as we would suggest you also include your website address, your phone number, yada, 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 right? And then at the very end, we add in hashtags because we are greedy, all right? Last little piece of advice, or news, should I say, that I'm excited about. Google Image 2 is out and generating images, so get your little AI finger prompting, just a hammering on that keyboard and check it out. But what's awesome about this one and versus the last is we have white people this time. So if you want to check it out, Imagine 2. I love how they just, that little name there. And you can also select your image size for that social media conglomeracy. Last thing cool I'll mention about this is you can actually edit images, very similar to Canva. There is a watermarking done somehow. I haven't looked into it, but just a FYI, so you know, be on the lookout for it. I actually tried to ask Gemini about it, and she played stupid until I had to show them proof, and then I still didn't get a correct answer. So maybe somebody can shout me out, let me know on that. Last one up, we got the landing page, local landing page shooting up next. That's the most important page, in my opinion, that directly impacts your Google Business Profile. That's coming out later on this week, so stay tuned. Your boy's at it, making these videos, making it happen. I love y'all. Thank you for everything. Check out the Mastermind if you have not. I mean, really, I think we've got the best group of people in all of marketing, whatever. Awesome people. I don't think there's any dickheads. Dickhead free zone.